Hello, hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back for another episode of Lycanites Equipment Combos, and you may have seen this in a recent episode of Atomic Resurgence 2, maybe not, depends. But the thing is that it was something I came up spontaneously because I happen to have the parts, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought, this could actually be a pretty good themed weapon. Maybe not now, as of the time I'm doing this, but in the future when certain features are more uh, worked out. The thing about it is it has a couple of features that are really good at fighting witches. Or at least they should be. I don't think they work on mobs right now. They work mainly against players. So until then, it's just a really good PvP weapon. But just for the properties it has that may in the future help against fighting witches, I have called it Witch Chopper. And this thing is just wicked. I mean, just take a look at it. I mean, it already looks like a battle axe. I mean, this thing is gonna seriously do some chopping, and not in a nice way. Uh, Now you can see me showing it off a bit in various ways, as is kind of usual. Because, well, let's face it, I'm having an experimental period here with the demonstration. Maybe one day it'll show up in anything Tinkers, but for now, we're not gonna worry about that. But anyhow, do remember for anything Lycanites in terms of making them, you will need to make your sequence of forges, especially if you're going for level 3s, which I always demonstrate at. The lesser equipment forge requires a crafting table and a wooden axe to craft. Then you add a block of iron to that to get the greater equipment forge, which is the one in the middle. And to get the Master Equipment Forge, which is the max level one at this time, you add a block of diamond to the previous. So you just kind of build up. And as I've stated before, you only ever really need the Master Forge, because it can handle parts of any level, and they will mix and match. Now, because of the parts that kind of came together, it was kind of a little miscellaneous, so I'm definitely going to say where I got them at, and where you're going to be doing most of your hunting. Because, as usual, this is kind of Monster Hunter style, and you can tell this thing has 2.8 attack speed and 14 attack damage, which at this time is pretty good. I mean, we haven't had the super rehash of Combat Update yet at the time I'm doing this, but even then I have a feeling that after that, that will still be great stats. So this thing is, again, meant to be mostly a weapon. However, it can be used as a good tool, actually. Now, to get the parts, you're going to be going kind of around different places. Specters like showing up out of the void, and that means places that are exposed to voids, such as the ether, but also, of course, the big place for it in the vanilla dimensions is the end. So you'll be looking for specters that way. Now, this adds decay, which prevents a target from healing. And it also adds a head slot, because all the base parts do, and this is the one you're going to be starting with. But the level 3 version also allows you to occasionally summon a specter. I haven't had good luck summoning mobs while attacking things, but who knows? Maybe this will be the time that it works. So that will be the base part that we're going to use. Again, remember, hunting in the end is optimal for that. Now, the next part you're going to need is a Raptor skull. Again, this is the head part that actually adds axe slots, and itself has special abilities. If you're not worried about adding weakness to your targets, then you could also go with, let me see, what was it? It was an iron piece. Iron axe head, that was it. That's the alternative, which it just takes a wooden hilt surrounded by iron ingots. So alternatively, you can craft something just for the axe X parts, and that just takes 3 sticks to make the wooden hilt. So if you're not really worried about the weakness effect, you can do that, but I'm of course going with Raptor skull because I like going with the actual creature parts. And the thing is, it also adds weakness, so it's kind of a good backup against non-witches, in which weakness usually applies. And to hunt for Raptors, you'll be going around in the plains biomes. So find a nice flat area and look around, especially close to whenever night has fallen, and you might have one spawn in, and there you go. So again, may come up with a Raptor skull, and this will be our headpiece. Now, I'm not going with a pommel, partially because, special note, the Spectre Tendril does not support a pommel. It only adds a head. And also, I thought the levitation effect it wouldn't necessarily add much to this. I mean, I could theoretically have went with something that's a different part, like a Zaffin spine or something. But I think in terms of defeating witches, a uh, a specter tendril is probably best because decay preventing any kind of healing is pretty wicked. Again, this will be much better in PvP currently than it is against mobs right now, but later on it may actually have that ability to basically seal them in. Now, the final component will be your actual axe parts, and that are these clink size. Clinks are usually found in desert biomes, so, well, look for the sands. You'll be needing it. And, of course, maybe a mesa. But the thing is that it adds aphasia, and aphasia basically is kind of an inability to use items. So, again, right now, it's more PvP than it is against creatures, but the fact that this would theoretically go against witches in the future is why I'm putting that out there. And it also has an interesting way of harvesting when it comes to being used as a tool. It harvests as a hoe, shears, and shovel. Yeah, even though it's an axe part, and at first it looks like a piece to a pickaxe, it actually harvests like neither of those and harvests as a hoe, shears, and shovel. So it will help you go through soft earth very quickly. It will help you slice through trees and cobwebs, and it will, well, help you trim plants in general. So this thing is going to be kind of multiply useful. Again, it's more the aphasia we're going after there. Uh, just a moment. I'm not doing the naming right now. Oh, well, I have one already named, but you know. But yeah, we put in our base part, as usual, starting with the specter tendril. That will illuminate the head part because, again, it has no pommel, so there's only one thing being added. When you put in the Ventoraptor skull, you'll get 2 slots for your axe parts, and this is where you put in the clink size. Remember, clinks will like to, well, some of these mobs are, well, anyhow, you'll find out in the desert. Now, this will give us our completed witch slayer, witch chopper. Well, it will be helping to slay witches in the future. And as usual, I will do the renaming of the new component right here. I did have a space in between, just cause. Okay. Now, it's nice to know my game audio is actually working for now. I had a technical difficulty last time I was using my pack. This is actually the same pack, just a different world that I use for testing purposes and basically doing these these showcases. So it's pretty much just for that. Now I will, in fact, demonstrate with a witch or two. Preferably just one witch. Although I would be curious how well this would perform against an evoker. So I might do that as well. You know, I'm going to go ahead and grab an evoker spawn egg. Just cause. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, it wouldn't be the same thing, but I kind of gotta try. So, yeah. Also, I think I'm still under the effects of my battle burrito, but that won't last long. Yeah, figured. But I won't need the battle burrito. I mean, it's powerful, but will I need it against this? Well, not with its attack damage. As I said before, it has 14 attack damage and pretty good attack speed. So let's charge into battle. See, she did heal and use a potion, so it's not affecting mobs right now. But in the future, that should be a thing. I definitely need to talk to Lycanite about if he has plans to make that actually a thing, because that would make this really perfect for its purpose. Because it is supposed to be the witch chopper. He doesn't see me. Don't go out that way, please. Oh, get a blue one off that. Hey, if they go into a cactus, do they die? Oh, they have no clip, but they actually take damage on a cactus. I just outmaneuvered them by having them walk themselves into a cactus. That was a complete whiff. Okay, you definitely need ranged attacks to fight these guys. I mean, I kind of have in... Wow, I just smacked him so hard. Oh, that one's just gonna die from the... Never mind, I nailed him. And remember, no, this does not have levitation. That was just the effect of hitting something really hard that has flying. Because flying enemies take extra knockback most of the time. Fun fact, that's also basically how things apply in real life. Because if you're in flight and you get hit with something, oh, say extreme wind or with heavy impact, you're just literally going to keep flying, but backwards and away from what just hit you. It is interesting to note that evokers will give you the blue hearts for bobbly heart containers, so that's nice to know. And of course I got myself a very beautiful totem of undying right now. So, yes, I have stuff, because I decided to challenge an evoker. So that was pretty cool. So, wait, oh. Okay. Okay, so it does have extra knockback, and he was flying. I somehow missed the knockback component on that. I guess the axe parts have the habit of having extra knockback, because I know Geoknock fists do. I mean, goodness sakes, they do. They will just nail something. So how did I miss that part? That they also have great knockback, because since I have two of them, that knockback stacked, and he had flying, so he just surged backwards like crazy. I mean, I sent him flying back like a rocket, so that's kind of what just happened. Let me see here. That's a blade. Was I'm thinking of other axe part. Remover wing is an axe part, but it does not have knockback, so I guess it's mainly a special trait of Clink Scythe. So, yeah, an additional special trait of this is it has huge knockback, so it's really great in combat, in addition to harvesting plants and earth to work with plants, which is kind of a witchy thing, and kind of goes in with the theme. It's not just going, oh, against witches, it's also for doing witchy things, because we know that in Minecraft, witchy things usually involve raising lots of plants. So it's kind of a theme they got going there. For now, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later. Bye for now, everybody, and do chop away.